guys, welcome back to Dan's Reef. I hope you're all doing well and I hope your tanks are thriving. Today we're just going to do a quick little tank update and we're just going to do a little quick overview on how the corals are going, because as some of you probably know, I had some corals from Eden Corals which came from Ron, so I just want to do an update on those. This is also going to be the last time you're going to see this tank running the TMC photons. They are coming off. I've got some different lighting coming on the way. So this is going to be the last time you're going to see this tank with the TMC reef photons on, which is going to be a little bit sort of an end of an era, I suppose. I've been running these for quite a long time. You know I like them. As I said, I've never generally had a problem with them. I like the spectrum. So once you get the programming dialed in on them, they're actually, I think they're pretty decent. We'll have a look at some of the growth we're getting on some of the SPS with these lights, just in case anyone is particularly bothered. But yeah, so new lights are coming. So the next update you see on this tank, I will be running some different lights, which is going to be interesting, exciting, and it's just going to be the next sort of progression with this system, and we'll see how we get on in terms of coral growth and how the tank will stabilise. But without further ado, let me get you off the tripod and we'll have a closer look at what's going on with the tank. Thank you. Okay guys, let's start with this left hand side of the tank. So we'll start with all the corals that I got from Ron from Eden Corals, and let's have a look how they're doing. So the one on the very top of this rock work, just to the left, that is the Hulk sitting on the top there. The one in the center of this scape, that one is actually the granulosa, which has actually got some growth tips on all four parts of that. The one just down to the right here is the Joker, which is slightly angled. Again, it's still doing really well. And then if we come across to the middle, we've got the Pearlberry sat sort of towards the top there. If we come to the middle, we've got the PC Rainbow, which is coming out at a bit of an angle. That's actually got growth on that as well. And then over this side, the one there, we've got the Peach Frost, and I think that's all the ones that I had from Ron, which is pretty nice. They're all still doing really well. I've not really had any problems with coloration, etc., which has been great. Other stuff going on in the tank. So this stag that came from Chris Hurren's Reef, that actually came from him originally, was given to Matt, Norfolk Reefer, and then he gave that to me. That's got some growth on it as well, which is nice to see. Everything else, I've got a few bits that I need to sort out. So this, I can't remember exactly what this one here is in the middle, but I need to remount that. It was up here, just in front of that blue wave maker, but that fell off, so I need to re-put that up. Mushrooms still doing okay. They've got, they're doing pretty decent. I've had a problem with I say a problem, it's not really a problem. I've had a problem with my powder blue tang. Decides to go around picking bits of algae from everywhere that he can get, and he's been annoying the organ pipe coral. Has been sulking because he's been going in picking bits off of him, and also the Duncan is currently sulking as well. And I think again that's to do with him going around the edge of the plug and the rock work. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. But yeah, he's been doing that. On the flip side to that, the frog spawn that came from Steve, East Coast Reefer, and so did the Duncan. Frog spawn's doing really well. I've got a couple of bits up there. I've still got Harry's purple stylo. That seems to be starting to send off a little bit of branching coming off from the main part, which is nice. I've got another tiny frag up there which came from Matt, and I think that's another type of green SPS. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. We'll see what happens with that one. Everything else is doing really, really well. I've got growth on pretty much most stuff in here now, and I've got a piece of another SPS around the back there on that rock, which is also growing. So generally, overall, it's doing really, really well. I've got wave makers that keep moving the sand from the bottom of the display, which is annoying, but that one at the back, it don't matter how I angle that, it's on the lowest setting, but it still kicks up the sand, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, hey ho, when is it not reefing without something going on? The candy canes, I had to remount these because again, the powder blue decided he was going to pick bits of algae from around it, and for some reason, I don't know whether he thought it was a bit of a game, but he seemed to think it was a good idea to keep flipping this off the rock work. So I've had to stick that down now because it was just wedged in a hole sort of on that ledge, and it sat in there quite nicely, but I've had to actually move that down now. The rock work algae is calming down a little bit on the lower levels. It's not too bad. The upper, I'm still getting wispy bits, which doesn't look that great, but as I said, it's to be expected. This rock hasn't been in that long, so I'm expecting it to look a bit ugly for a while. I'm probably going to look at getting some different bits of cleanup crew. I think I'm going to get some, I might get an urchin or two. I'm getting some more bumblebee snails from Tom, Mantis Reef, sorry. I'm going to get some bumblebee snails from him just to try and keep the vermitids at bay. I'm starting to get the odd little one on the rockscape, and all I'm doing weekly at the minute, I mean on the snail you can still see, I mean these have been out and been cleaned and scraped and they've still come back on that. I'm still carbonate dosing sort of 2-3 times a week at the minute, and you can see there's a couple there on the rock work that have started to come back, so they need to be got rid of and chopped out. But generally I think I'm just gonna really just go for more. I'm probably gonna try and, you know, go for sort of 20, 30, 40. I'll probably end up at some point being up to the number of 50, to be honest, but we'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there. Just do a quick top down, just so you can see some of the corals, so you can see the stag there, and then we can have a bit of a closer look at the ones that came from Ron. So all these ones that came from Ron, absolutely stunning. As you can see, it's one of my favourites, but it's still looking really, really nice. PC Rainbow, it's got some growth going on that. Still got its coloration, which is really, really nice. This is also growing. You can see there, definitely got some growth. You've got the love a couple of bits over here, Harry's purple stylo, and we've just got the rest of the stuff. The candy canes are still recovering from being flipped over by the powder blue, but yeah, generally all looking really, really nice. As I said, the coloration, I mean my camera don't do any of these any justice, but they are really, really, really nice. So there you go. So just a quick overview of the sump, which is an absolute mess. It's horrendous, and it does need a lot of cleaning out. TMC Titan 850 UVs are still on, and they're still doing a great job. I've not had any more white spot signs. I've had absolutely nothing. All fish are clear, no spots, etc. I've got a lot of crap and debris sitting in the bottom from doing the carbonate dosing. I've still got some of the old Carib Sea life rock in there, which was from the old display. Bubble Magnus Curve 5 skimmer is working an absolute treat. Never had a problem with these skimmers. I think they're absolutely great. As I said, for a part of the system that's running on a reef, I said for the money these cost, it's just a no-brainer in my opinion. I mean, I only paid 50 quid for this. I've had it for over a year already, and it just works phenomenally well, which is nice to see. I've got a Hager cooling fan on test at the minute, which is interesting to say the least. I'm not going to do a video on that just yet until I've done a bit more testing on it, and I just want to see really if it's any good. It is designed for tanks up to 3 feet, but as you can see, I've got it rigged up cooling the sump section at the moment, but there's nothing else exciting going on in there. Still dosing lanthanum into the skimmer 3 times a week, and then my main filtration is just a very open filter sock, and that's pretty much it. It goes into a skimmer. I've got the heater, I've got some biomedia, I've got a Hager pump running the 2 UVs, and I'm still at the moment running a TMC Reef Pump 4000, but that again is going to be coming off soon. If you've seen anything going around with certain TMC pumps at the minute, they've not been doing that great a job, so that's going to be getting changed at some point. And we might as well go straight into the fish really, as they all seem to be here. Foxface still doing really well. Not had any real problems with him. Him and the powder blue have really sort of tamed down now, and they get on really well. There was a bit of a tussle between them. I think they had a bit of a disagreement on sleeping arrangements of a night time, but again, they all seem to be doing really well. The powder blue, absolutely phenomenal. I've not had any problems apart from him deciding to flip over a couple of frags and just go for algae in every single bit of crevice that you can get into, and I said, you're just in there. I think that's why my Duncan has been sulking, but he's doing really well. Not got any complaints. You know, obviously, I will say AAC seem to do a really good job at sourcing their fish and picking good specimens. That's all I can attribute the success to, really. Tomini Tang still doing really good, and so is the Blue Fuji Eye, or Silver Spot Tang, as I mainly refer to him as. Yeah, cleanup crew wise, I said I've only got 5 bumblebee snails in here. I don't really, because the scape is quite intricate, I don't really ever see them, so because there's only 5. I do need to get some more. I've still got a couple of Nazareth snails in the sand bed. Apart from that, and a few, I've still got 2 or 3 of my other snails. There's one in here which is covered in vermitids, just the irony of that. But I do need to get some more cleanup crew really. That's kind of like next sort of phase going forward. But we'll see how we do. And like you say, the tangs are just like constantly working away. And I said, even though they're constantly working away, you can still see towards the top of the rock work, I mean, there's still plenty of bits of algae and stuff for them to peck on. But yeah, all the fish doing really well. No white spot, disease free, which is lovely. And yeah, everything is doing really good. So there you go, guys. That's just a quick update on the Waterbox Frag 145.5. I said we've got some big things coming in terms of the lighting being changed, and I said until next time, thanks for watching and happy reefing, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks a lot.